house hacking and what you should consider. Back in 2009, when I was 19 years old, I bought my first property, 1034 West North Street in Springfield, Ohio. And I bought that property. My mortgage payment was $330. And I busted out another bedroom down in the basement over the weekend and made basically a 4-bedroom, 1-bath home. I was living there. I was charging $350 per rent. And I even was making a little extra side money because I had another unfinished part of the basement where another friend of mine lived. So my mortgage was paid for, and I was making money while I was a college student, working 2 jobs, donating plasma, and working factory jobs on the weekends. So this helped me a lot as a poor college student to get started. So if you're considering buying your first property, house hacking might be something that is to consider. Well, we took that same model to a property that we sold about a week ago. My mom had this property. We bought it at 36 and 38 East Casserly. And we tried to replicate that same model that I did at my house with the property that she had purchased at 36 and 38 East Casserly on Wittenberg, well, right on the corner from Wittenberg campus. And, my property I actually lived in it, so I can kind of keep my tabs on things. We had some rules and cleaning and stuff like this. The reason I'm telling you is all of this is if you're considering buying your property, you should consider doing some house hacking. But I'll give you the benefits and then I'll give you the downfall. So on the positive side of things, we bought this property. It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath per each side, double, and we ended up converting it into a 12-bedroom, 6-bathroom double and rented it by the rooms. And so got the one side filled up, and one of the bedrooms was $275. The 4 bedrooms were $350, and the one that was created up top on the 3rd floor brought in $400. So just multiply it times 2. So you've got 12 bedrooms. You got $550 from the $275. You've got 8 bedrooms at $350, and you've got 2 bedrooms at $400. So that brings you out to about $4,150 per month that you can potentially bring in. Obviously, if you're living in one of the rooms, take that off. But potentially $4,150 multiplied times 12, you're looking at right around $49,800 for that property. So on the paper, it looks good, and it was good. When we first got started, we had some good roommates. Everyone was kind of getting along, sharing. Each floor had a bathroom, so they were all sharing the bathrooms, sharing the kitchen, sharing the laundry facility. We furnished the place. There was internet, there was gas, electric, water, trash, sewer. Everything was covered. Everything. So everything was in that monthly fee. And eventually, we got a couple folks that didn't get along and created problems for us. I remember specifically there was one time me and my brother came out to this property because the utilities had to stay at a certain level. So we noticed the utilities were up higher than usually, gas and electric. And when we go over there to see, because we had these boxes on the thermostat, so you couldn't readily change the temperature. Well, they took that off. There were 6 guys living there. They had some issues with the property as far as just them getting along. And so it's 1 against 6 guys or 2 against 6 guys. It was just not a good experience. And, one guy is smoking weed in the house. Someone's calling and saying, you've got a guy smoking weed up there, and, what do you want me to do? You want me to come over at 3 o'clock in the morning and go smell it, like make sure that. So it was just those kind of issues that it was a people kind of a issue business. So you're always having, especially if the people are living together, somebody didn't pick up after themselves, or someone's got gassed, or they're being loud. So those are some of the things you need to consider if you're looking to get into house hacking and you're looking to get a property, to bring in maximum revenue, which you should do, especially if it's your first property, especially if you're someone young and just starting out in life. It's a good experience because you get to learn the leases, you get to learn how to deal with people, you get to learn how to set some boundaries, some rules, and the cleaning fee. For example, at my property, if you don't want to clean, that's okay. The cleaning would get done, and you would just get billed. So those are some of the considerations you should take into consideration. So, for example, this property, long case study, bought this property for $25,000, 36 and 38 East Casserly, 2012. Put about $125,000 into this property, so all in about $150,000. It paid for itself through the rentals over the course of the last years, and everything was redone. 4 new bathrooms were installed. The kitchens were completely remodeled. Drywall, insulation, brand new windows, brand new roof, gutters, downspouts, brand new electric. It was completely vandalized. Brand new electric, brand new plumbing, brand new, like I said, furnaces, water heaters, plumbing lines. Pretty much everything is brand new in this property. Also, I don't know, over the course of the last 5 years. We acquired the lot next door through the Mow to Own program, which is if there's a lot, it goes into tax sale, no one buys it, then you have the capacity, first capacity to go, if you fill out the application, to be able to acquire that property if you maintain that property. So we ended up adding on to the property by getting an extra lot. So that brought the value up. And as of about a week and a half ago, this property sold, and it's about a 4,000 square foot property near the campus, and it's sold to a nonprofit for nearly $400,000 cash. So we're able to turn a nice profit on it, plus it paid for itself for many, many years, being a rental property. Once the individual room rentals were shut down, which is a lot of work, was a lot of work. I did a lot of the work myself. I used to do all the leases, all the grass cutting, all the maintenance stuff, a lot of the maintenance stuff at least that I at least knew how to do. I got a lot of experience from working with my friend Joe Sang, who at that time was very reliable and had stepped in and came in and showed me a lot of the trades, a lot of the plumbing and the electric, and swapping water heaters. And it was a good experience, learned a lot. Wouldn't do it again, going like right now in this point in my life, just with what we've got going on. It wouldn't be something that would be interesting. I'm not, I'd lose my mind. We got probably 10 years of stress in 1 year. So there are some challenges that you need to be aware of. It could be a good money-making activity, especially if you're living in the property, but just go ahead and keep that in the back of your mind. So, if you were to do that, you could probably, even if you use 50% expense ratio, if you bought this property cash and there was no finance costs, like we own this property outright, you could be looking at maybe making about close to $50,000, factor in expenses, your trash, utilities, water, internet, the whole 9 yards. Maybe you get to keep 60% of it. So money to be made, and you don't have, when you go to sell it, if it's a primary residence, you don't have to pay your favorite uncle, capital gains. So something to consider. Hope this brought some value to you guys. If you want some other specific examples of, I just didn't want to get too deep into this as far as the other kind of issues that we ran into. Anytime you're dealing with people and it's their first time renting a property or whatever, it's like babysitting. So this was an experience for sure, but something